So I get asked a lot as well, you know, why didn't you get a hair transplant, or why not get a hair transplant? And my answer is always the same. Having more hair on my head now, it wouldn't change the way I feel about myself, because my problem wasn't that I had less hair on my head. My problem was that I thought that because I had less hair on my head, I was less of a man. I was an ugly piece of shit. Going bald, if it's a part of your life in any way, then we need to have this conversation. So guys, here we are. And in this video, I really want to talk to you about the two very different ways of looking at the problem of going bald, hair loss, losing your hair. A lot of guys start off in way one, and along the way, this is my experience, along the way, they something changes and they switch to the second way, which I'm going to describe to you in a minute. And make sure you watch to the end of this video, because I'm going to end it on a really nice high note. Well, some other guys, they get really stuck in way one. They get stuck there forever, and it's very, very difficult for them to change that, right? So here we go. The first way of looking at hair loss is that it's an appearance issue, okay? This is not a dog toilet. Pick up your mess. Anyway, like I said, the first way, and this is how I first thought, think along the lines of, if I just fix this flaw in my appearance, then all my problems are solved, okay? So you know the problems that come along with losing your hair, those feelings, right? Those feelings of shame, not worthy, the shell of a man I once was. I'll never be as good as this person or that person, or even as I once was, right? Or I am now. Am I going to get the job? Am I going to be attractive? Or just feeling like I'm so disgustingly unattractive. Okay, you know these things, right? If you've, like I said in the start of this video, if you've got any experience with this stuff, you know this stuff. And so you're thinking in this way one, if I just fix the hair, if I just fix this flaw in the appearance, then that in turn will fix those problems, right? All those problems will be fixed. I'll be attractive again. I will be able to get that job. I will feel great about myself again. I'll feel confident. I'll have a good body image. Hang on. I'm actually having this coffee and I'm on the way to the coffee shop, but I just really wanted to have this chat with you guys, and no fancy edits here, just a decent conversation. I like these videos and I hope you do too. So that's way one. The second way of looking at hair loss is that it is a thinking problem. It's a problem with the way you think. You think about yourself and you think about what's happening. Now this means that if you're in this camp, or if you get to this kind of frame of thinking, you think, if I can just change the way I think about this, then I can solve these problems, okay? And this is kind of where my work comes in now. This is where I got to, and this is where a lot of guys get to when they get basically fed up of beating the dead horse of, if I just fix this appearance, because what a lot of these guys find, what a lot of people find, right, me included, you're trying to fix this appearance, and no matter how it looks good today, or oh, it kind of looks better now, or this haircut looks good, no matter how much you do that stuff, or you're taking that medication, right, or whatever, no matter how much you're doing that stuff, it never completely solves the problem, or it never 100% feels like, oh, okay, thank goodness for that, like problem solved, it's out of my life, okay? And that is because it really isn't about the appearance, okay? And it really is about the thinking stuff. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people here, I know there's a lot of people, the way they perceive the work I do, they think I'm, you know, a lot of haters, let's say. Might be some of you guys now wanting to smash in the comment section, cope, right? You've written the C already. Well, this isn't about deluding yourself, okay? This isn't a thing, and this is where people get it wrong. And I hope you be patient with me here, because I really want to get these thoughts out onto you guys. but I'm going to have to pause for a minute because it's a busy road coming up and you won't be able to hear me properly, so hang on. So as I was saying, a lot of the hate, a lot of the misunderstanding that you see on the channel comes from a lot of men who are very much stuck in that way of thinking that, you know, this is an appearance issue. You know, this is a problem with my appearance. If I fix that problem with my appearance, then my problems will be solved, right? So, and another reason why I wanted to talk about this, so you see a lot on the channel, you know, the guys come on when you see their transformations, and you see a lot of people saying, oh, it looks great, or oh, it looks so much better than before, which is brilliant. You know, it's really nice to hear that, and it's nice, encouraging words to get, and I'm, you know, I know the guys appreciate it and stuff, but the thing is, a lot of the guys that you see that are at that point, it isn't about the way they look anymore, okay? It isn't about, will I look better, will I look worse? It just isn't about that. And you see people debating in the comments like, no, he should have done this, it was too early, or he should have put the hair fibres in there, it looked totally fine, you didn't need to do it, it's too early, whatever, right? So why am I talking about all this, right? One was to kind of clear up a lot of this misconception that I see so much on the channel, and I wanted to kind of address it in this video. So I get asked a lot as well, you know, why didn't you get a hair transplant, or why not get a hair transplant? And my answer is always the same, you know, having more hair on my head now, it wouldn't change the way I feel about myself, because my problem wasn't that I had less hair on my head. My problem was that I thought that because I had less hair on my head, I was less of a man. I was an ugly piece of shit, like, which just isn't true. So that was actually what needed fixing. I needed to fix that perception of myself, not the hair, right? And that's the kind of conclusion that I came to. And so that brings me to the second reason why I wanted to talk about this. And if you want me to talk more about what you can kind of do to maybe edge towards that second kind of path, or maybe you're there, which is great, by the way, then I'll definitely do so. But one of the things that you can do to kind of get there, or just start to think about it a little bit more, maybe if you feel like you're currently stuck in this first kind of way of looking at it and you're just not satisfied with the current kind of approach, well, this is actually one of the things that a guy who was on the channel, Dane, did instinctively, and what a lot of books and things will tell you to do. So grab yourself a little bit of piece of paper, or a notebook, a little notepad, jotter pad, and as you're going about your day, right, when you get up, write down, record these thoughts that you're having in relation to your hair loss. So maybe you get up and the first thing is to reach for the hat or something, you know, because you just feel uncomfortable, right, because of the lack of hair. Or maybe you first start to feel uncomfortable or self-conscious when you're getting on the bus or on the train, the commute to work. Maybe you're in the car on the way to work and you're checking in the mirror, like, how's the hair looking? Or maybe when you first get to work, the first thing you do is you go to the bathroom to kind of check your hair, or maybe in college and school and university, right? Maybe that's what you do between lectures all the time, right? Got to go to the bathroom, not because I need the toilet, I've got to check how this hair is looking, okay? Each time you're doing that, make a note of when you do it, so sort of how many times in a day, and what you're thinking, what are you telling yourself, you know, why are you doing it? So really just stop and think and make a record of it, okay? And at the end of the day, or at the end of a week, you can really start to build a picture of this narrative that you're feeding yourself, or this narrative that is going over and over in your mind. And think about it logically, right? If you're doing these things to try to change the appearance, whether it be haircuts, hats, I suppose, the different, you know, things that are out there, hair fibres, okay? You're doing all these things, yet you're still feeling this way, okay? So think about, why is that? Why is that? Is it because the problem is with the way it looks? Or might it be more so that the problem is actually how this whole hair stuff is making you think and feel about yourself, right? So that's one thing you can do to kind of start to build up a bit of a picture and get a bit of a clearer idea of what's going on here. And of course then you can go on to do other things to help yourself get through that, okay? Maybe that's enough. For some people, just seeing that, like, what am I doing here? What am I doing to myself is enough, okay? And I guess for the people who are really stuck in their ways of the first way of thinking this is purely an appearance thing, you know, listen, no hate here. At the end of the day, and this is honestly what this is about, I just want to see you win, okay? I want to see you win. And if you are happy with the solutions, like truly happy, it's changed your life, you feel great about yourself, then that's great. And really, you don't have any reasons to be watching these videos, do you? Because you can just kind of crack on and go live your life, right? So if that's you, if you're in position number one, like I said, and you're loving life, then great. I'm all for it. But if you're still kind of going down this path and you feel a sense of, when you hear me talk about these things, listen, maybe it's not actually something wrong with your appearance after all. Maybe that's not your problem here, and you hear me kind of talk, say, listen, be careful when you're using these hair fibers, and that makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you feel like I'm attacking your way of solving this problem. You know, maybe if it triggers you, Jesus, then think about why that might be. Okay, why is that? What do you need to feel so defensive about those things? But more importantly, okay, like I said, I'm here to see you win. And if you're not currently winning using that strategy, then I just want to open your mind to the possibility that that might not be the solution that you so desperately think it is or want it to be. Right, my camera's still rolling. And so that brings me on to the last thing that I kind of want to talk about in this video. I've kind of preemptively given you my high note, which is me saying, listen, at the end of the day, I just want to see you win, and that's 100% true. Doesn't matter how you perceive my content, I want to see you win. And I feel like for a lot of people, feeling like there's something wrong with your appearance, it isn't winning, okay? That's not winning. And I want you to think about, why do you feel like there's something wrong with you because you don't have a full head of hair, okay? When did you first think that, and who is feeding you that narrative, okay? Or who is helping to reinforce that narrative? Because think about it. Think about all the advertisements for these products that you might be using, okay? Think about the message that they send out, okay? And why they might want to do that. Why would they want to reinforce your fear that you are in any way less if you don't have a full head of hair? And what's the magic solution? Use our product to fix your appearance problem, and all of your problems will be solved. But hang on a minute, I've been using this stuff for a long time now and it hasn't actually solved my problem. Why would they not want you to think that that isn't the problem actually? Why would they not want you to think that? Would that be good for business if you suddenly thought, actually, what is this? Like, what, I'm less of a person because I don't have a full head of hair? Hang on a minute, and you start to question that. Is that good for business? Think about what is helping to reinforce your idea that there's something wrong with your appearance, and if you can solve that, it will solve your problems, okay? Just question it, that's all I ask. Even if you're a massive fan of that stuff and you really feel like it's working for you and you feel good, just question it, okay? Look at the advertisements, look at the wording on their websites, and have a good think about it. Okay guys, so well listen, that was a pretty decent chat, a pretty lengthy chat. I want to thank Matt, Hernandez and Joseph for donating the coffees via Buy Me a Coffee. They help fuel these videos, and I'm actually headed to the coffee shop now to put together another video on my head shaving technique. And of course, the biggest thank you to Leaf Shave for making these videos, these conversations possible. Guys, if you want to support me, if you want to support Leaf Shave, check out the first 2 links down in the description box, available US, UK, all over. Grab some discount, grab the razor that I use. Always appreciative of Leaf Shave for keeping this whole thing going. So guys, I want to thank you for listening, right? Thank you for having this conversation. I'm going to go take a seat here now for a minute. I've said pretty much what I wanted to say. I can kind of relax a little bit. As I was doing that video, I didn't want to forget about what I was talking about. But if you're still here, then it's okay for me to chill out a little bit and yeah, well, just relax a bit more. So I'm here in the park just to kind of end out this video. But I don't know, guys, it's just important. And I think, listen, I was there, like, when I first started losing my hair, of course, like, I was in the notion of, if I can just sort out my hair, if I can just make sure it doesn't fall out, then everything will be all right. And then I just really thought, I was looking at the world around me, and I was looking at that damn app that I've talked about before, which was just reinforcing this idea that there was something now wrong with me because I was getting older and my hair was starting to fall out. Like, just kind of ridiculous. And the sooner you can kind of realize that it isn't the case, it isn't true, the better. Okay, it really is. And listen, no hate, whatever you want to do, whatever kind of strategy you've got going on to deal with it in your own way or whatever, listen, you do you. But like I said before, I'm here to see you win, because listen, you could be the guy that writes the next book that changes my life, or you are the guy who, I'm having the shittest day and I come into the restaurant where you're working and have a great meal and it makes my day better so I can get on and do better things, right? It's like, if you're wrapped up in the whole hair stuff, you can't win, you can't be the best version of yourself, and that's a shame, right? That's a real shame. So that's why I do this, okay? That's why I do this, that's why I continue to do this stuff, and I just want to get people to think about it a bit more and keep this conversation going. So listen, I don't want to get all soppy and whatnot on you guys. We're still rolling here, but it's important, okay? So there you go. Those are the two ways that you kind of view the thing, view the problem of hair loss. You're either, this is an appearance issue, or listen, this is making me think negatively about myself, and that is the thing that I need to change it. And that is by far the easier thing to change, okay? Start with writing down all those things that you're thinking about and how often. That'll get the ball rolling. Of course, conversation is important. And guys, I'm gonna end this video out here. I want to thank you so much for watching, supporting as always. Let me know if you like these kind of more talking videos. Nothing fancy, no crazy editing. Just me talking to you and helping you win. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in that next video. Goodbye.